Yeah, man. I think that's gonna be my thing from now on. I think that's actually gonna happen in all episodes. But you know the drill. You've been here already. You've been here already. So you know what you gotta do. Just go ahead and do it. Just do it right now. Subscribe. Subscribe. Leave a like. Follow the socials. Follow me. Do all the things that you have to do because you know where you're at. You're at the back of the class show. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, vision. Vision. I got the sauce. I am lost in my own sauce. But you know it be. This is the back of the class show, and I'm your host, Dammy the creator. Before we go ahead, like I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow on all major podcast listening platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, do the things. Follow our socials at BackOT Class Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Follow me on my socials at Dammy_the creator on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You know how it is. So now before we start with this episode, PSA. This is gonna be a very lazy episode because not gonna lie, I'm very tired. Some of you know, like I went on a trip for like a week and I just go home and I had to like do this because I was planning on recording at home. Oh yeah, by home I mean I went on a holiday back to Nigeria and I was planning to record with my friends there. But I got lost in the sauce. I got lost in the power of friendship. So now I gotta do this real quick because Friday's in like 2 days. Long. Today's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. I gotta do this ASAP. So it's gonna be a very chill, very lazy episode. And yeah, I'm just literally like just to show you how lazy I am. I have like a hoodie on and fucking sweatpants. I don't know if you can see that. It's like, yeah, I'm flexible. Okay, that was too much. But yeah, so it's just gonna be a chill episode. Now, before we start, I wanna ask you guys to do something for me. Let me know what you want me to talk about. Talk to me. Leave it in the comments. Send a message in the DMs, or send an email to info@backoftheclassshow.com. Yes, I have my own domain because I'm fancy like that. I'm a fancy ass nigga. I'm a fancy ass nigga. Lol. But yeah, let me know you want to talk. Let me know what you want me to talk about. So send an email, send a DM, leave a comment, do whatever you feel comfortable with. And also let me know who you'd like me to have on the show. And by that I don't just mean obviously you can leave celebrities like let's be for real. Let's be for real. I'm not gonna have fucking Samuel Jackson or some shit. Let's be for real. But let me know who you'd like, and like by that I mean like it could be your friends, it could be like some upcoming artists that you listen to, it could be you even. Just leave a comment, just let me know who you'd like on the show. You're very welcome to come on the show as well. Just send an email, innit? An email to info@backoftheclassshow.com and yeah, we can arrange it. And it doesn't matter where you stay, where you live, we can always hook something up. We could have like a video chat and I can record it. We can figure it out. Just send an email. Wink. So yeah. And with that being said, let's get into today's affairs. I'm feeling silly. I'm in a goofy, silly mood right now, which I shouldn't because this is supposed to be like a very fast and short episode. But let's get into it. What I want to talk about today, I want to talk about beauty standards. Ooh, before I go there, like, I've been in a rough lately. Not lately. Yeah, lately. Every time, to be honest. But I've been in a rough patch of the show because there's a shitload of things I want to talk about. But like, I get scared if I talk about them now, I can't talk about them again later. Because obviously I'm gonna blow up. And I want to be able to talk about shit even when I blow up. I want to reach more people. And now that I speak about reaching more people, guys, share my podcast. Send it to your friends. Send it to your family. Share. Be generous with this shit. Pass it along. Don't hesitate. Put on your story, put on your status. Shout out to my homie Esther. Esther, my biggest fan for real. Should be posting my shit. So you guys, be like Hester. Post my shit. Post it. So share with people. Because yeah, I've been trying my best to take on the being my social media manager is difficult because I have to post like every day because of the fucking algorithm. And there's just, oh my goodness, it was such a headache. And you might have noticed like the past week was just very bare, lazy posting because obviously I was on holiday in it. And I just had to like just schedule shit. Oh my goodness, it was horrible. But yeah, guys, I really need help. So please help me share shit. Send it to people that you know might fuck with my content. And maybe also people who don't fuck with my content. Hate comments are good comments too. Which also reminds me, like the first week when I started posting shit, like within 7 days, I had like 2 racially motivated comments. Someone called me a monkey. Someone called me a monkey, and then someone else called me a nigger on YouTube. All of them were YouTube comments, to be fair. They were both YouTube comments. And I was like, wow. And niggas is creative too. So like there's a country in Africa, Niger, which is basically nigger if you take away one G. So he went for the hard ER, but he left the G out just so he could pass like the whole YouTube community guideline shit. Because Niger is a country technically. So he called me Niger, which really called me a nigger, let's be real. And someone else called me a monkey, which I already mentioned. So yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, even bad comments are good comments. Because it means I'm reaching people. They might hate me for it, but they know me regardless. I'm in their heads rent-free. Rent-free, guys. In this current economy, to live rent-free is insane. And I'm in niggas' minds rent-free. Let's be for real, but I made it. I'm at the top right now. Call me fucking Gojo, innit? Okay, I'm doing too much. If you're listening on Spotify and you wondered what that break was, go on YouTube and watch it. Hey, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I love the fact that you're on Spotify, but YouTube as well. Because I'm kind of checking it. Ching. Okay, I keep deviating. I keep getting distracted. Okay, and scene. Welcome back to the Back of the Class show. And today you're with your lovely host, Dammy the Creator. Once again, subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow our socials. At Back of the Class show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and at Dammy_the Creator on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And send us an email of what you'd like us to talk about, of who you want us to talk with, or to, or whatever, or interview even. You can find this email here. It's info@backoftheclassshow.com. And with that being said, let's talk about male beauty standards. Oh, I'm getting good at this. Oh my goodness, that was cold. That was probably horrible. But I'm feeling myself right now. I'm feeling myself. It's like I was saying, male beauty standards. I have always known this, but I have come to make peace with the fact that white men are the beauty standards for niggas. For men. Men, not niggas. Men. And I know, I love black men too. Relax. You really don't. And let's be for real. It hurts to admit, but niggas don't get love. Niggas really don't get love. So, white men are the beauty standards. So obviously, we know about the female counterparts of like white women being the beauty standard, like Eurocentric beauty, facial features, skinny, the things. But it also applies to men. I have come to make peace with. It does apply to men as well. White men are the beauty standards, and that's sad to admit, but it is. And yes, niggas get love too. I'm not saying niggas don't get love. Don't get me wrong. Black men do get love. But the question is, why? Why do black men get love? And when you deep it, when you think about what black men in the context of relationships, be it casual, be it serious, be it just clappy cheeks, whatever it is, whatever. Just in the context of relationships, what do you think? Nigga got a big schlong? JK, I'm kidding. Jokes. I am joking. But yeah, but that is something. There's the whole BBC fetishization, and there's also the fact of what black men stand for. And that's the main thing that I want to talk about. White men are the beauty standards. And yes, black men get love too. But black men don't get love because we're attractive. We get love because of what we represent. That was bars. Guys, today is fire. Today is fire. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have a lot of good clips on this shit. I am preaching right now. I am preaching. Okay, like I said, funny, silly, goofy mood. But I think that's also like me just trying to I mean, that's a defense mechanism for me because this is a very sad and very sensitive topic for me to talk about, and it hurts. It touches me differently, so I'm trying to like make it funny, just to escape the reality of what it is. So, like I said, black men are loved, quote unquote, loved, not for who we are, but like for what we represent, and you see it every time it's a fucking trend. For instance, the whole dreadlock, the whole thing of like women loving men who are locked up. You don't love niggas. You just love what they represent. So the aesthetic of niggas. Niggas are an aesthetic. Black men are an aesthetic. They are not people. We are aesthetics. We're not treated as people. We're treated as aesthetics. We are handbags. We are handbags. So what do we represent? So there's different facets of this. There's different layers to this. So to white women, to some white women, a lot of white women, to white women, black men are more or less a symbol of rebellion. So yeah, you know the whole cliche of like, oh shit, my parents are racist, so I'm gonna be with a nigga. That happens, 100% that happens. Let's be real, white women do that all the time. No arguments there, obviously. So let's dig into this a little bit. So yeah, so black men represent a symbol of rebellion to a lot of people, not just white women, to let's say Asian women as well, because there's also a lot of anti-blackness in Asian communities. So there's also that aspect, and there's also a lot of anti-blackness in Latinx communities as well. So a lot of people in these communities treat black men as a symbol of, oh, I am rebelling against the system, I am rebelling against my family and whatnot. And then there's also the aspect of black men being symbols of masculinity, which I think is an even bigger issue. But before we go there, let's talk about the fetishization part even. Let's talk about that. Black men are also a symbol of sex, which is weird. Obviously, it's weird. It's weird regardless. Whether like no one should be a fucking symbol of sex, but it's weird. Like there's the whole idea of like the BBC trope. And if you don't know what that is, search Google because I'm not getting my podcast fucking taken down because of this shit. It's not worth it. But like, anyways, so yeah, there's the whole BBC trope within that black men have on our heads is because, you know, I don't know, it definitely comes from the whole slavery thing and that period of time where black men were basically stripped of humanity and essentially seen as workhorses. I think that's the best what I can think of right now. So essentially, we're like treated as animals, and there was the whole thing of like, oh yeah, they're animals, all they do is fuck, or they barely work. And then there was also the fact that black men were forced to breed black women. Not breed, that's so weird. Black men were forced to have sex with black women, and black men were forced to have sex with black men for the simple reason of creating more black children, so there's more people on the plantations and shit. Go do your research. So yeah, so there's also that fetish, which has followed us down deep into fucking 2023. Yay, we made it. Niggas, we made it. And so a lot of people just like black men because of that aspect. And back to what I was saying, the most important one, or like the one that gets me the most, is the fact that black men represent masculinity, because blackness is associated with masculinity, which is also a reason why black women are not considered feminine, or rather they're considered less feminine than other women, or like their white counterparts. And for black men, this is a weird spot, because like I said, black men do get love, because at the end of the day, we are men. So being considered as more masculine doesn't necessarily hurt, you know, our masculinity. On the other hand, black women being considered as masculine hurts their femininity. So there's that. But there's also the fact that, yes, it doesn't hurt our masculinity, but it does mean that even though we're not seen as the beauty standard, people would settle for us because of our masculinity, and as a result would expect a lot of masculine traits from us. Yes, they're not attracted to us. They're attracted to what we represent. And what we represent comes with a shitload of English, I hate this language, comes with a shitloads of preset requirements of like things that we need to do to fit in the box of masculinity. So strong, tall, fucking providers, the whole package, the whole patriarchal package. So yeah, shout out to the patriarchy once again. So yeah, so a lot of people expect all of that from black men, which also I guess it also shows up in relationships, especially in same race relationships, so like black men and black women, where black women expect essentially black men to be protectors, providers, and all of that shit. Which, hey, if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. It's not what I'm into, so yeah, whatever. So there's a lot of that. There are those expectations on black men, but then if we think about it in the broader context of society, so now if to be masculine is to be a provider, but to be a black man is to not have access to a lot of the benefits of a system, of like the system. And what does that mean? So like white men, for example, have a high economic standing in society. And of course, if you have a higher economic standing, you can provide because society is based on economy. Society is based on money. We live in a very consumerism English society. But black men don't have access to that good, to the good parts of the economy. We are quite literally the bottom of the barrel. We have to work 2-3 times harder than everyone else to make the same amount. And this makes it difficult because, yeah, and again, we live in a patriarchal society. So the expectations of the patriarchy are placed on all of us. So men and women alike. So women and men alike. So in that sense, men do feel this urge, like I said in I think the first episode, that there is this indoctrination, this initiation to want to be providers because you have a penis. Makes no sense. And so because of this, a lot of men, black men, I'll keep to black men specifically, a lot of black men do deep down want to provide, but we just cannot provide to the extent that people expect us to. Because once again, black men are the symbol of masculinity because blackness is masculine. I speak like that's fact. Blackness is considered to be masculine. Sorry, blackness is considered to be masculine. And as a result, black men are considered to be a symbol of masculinity. But here we are, we're in a system where black men cannot provide as efficiently as white men, even though white men are not the symbol of masculinity. And so what does that mean? Black men are not man enough. Yeah, I think this is gonna be quite a somber episode. I am not sure I'm going to post this, to be honest. So yeah, but anyways, back to it. So black men are not men enough because we cannot provide to the degree that white men can provide because we don't have access to the same perks of the patriarchy that white men have access to because of white supremacy. White supremacy keeps us away from benefiting from the patriarchy. Which again, another thing. I would like to emphasize that I'm not trying to say black men are not patriarchal. Black men 100% are patriarchal. I would even go as far as to say that black men don't have access to the patriarchy, but black men wish to have access to the patriarchy so they can be more like white men. Black men do chase after whiteness because whiteness is the standard that we live by. Whiteness is the peak of society because of white supremacy, obviously. It shouldn't be the case, but it is. We're slowly getting to a point where it might not be the case, but at this moment, that is the case. So yeah, so I would like to emphasize that black men definitely are patriarchal. Like we definitely participate in the system, or at least we try to participate in the system. And what I mean by that is black men try to participate in the bad parts of the system in hopes that they get to the benefits of the patriarchy, because black men don't benefit from the patriarchy. Not one bit. Not one bit. But black men still attempt to be a part of the patriarchy, which makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. Why do you want to be a part of the system that doesn't benefit you? Why are you helping a system that doesn't benefit you? And thirdly, why do you want to be a part of a system that takes away from people? You shouldn't want to be a part of a system that takes away from people, especially as a black man, knowing fully well the white supremacy takes away from you. So why do you want to be a part of another system that takes away from other people? Why do you want to be a part of a system that takes away from black women? Because if in whatever fantasy land, if racism is completely annulled, if racism is completely eradicated, and the patriarchy remains, that means that black women would still be subjugated. Black women would still have disadvantages in society. So are you going to be a part of a system that takes advantage of black women? Why? But anyways, I deviate quite a bit. Like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to post this, but I deviate quite a bit. But yeah, so I was saying, so white men are the standard. And black men, because of the system of white supremacy and obviously media as well, because like I said again in another episode, watching TV and only seeing whiteness in good places, you start to internalize that shit. You start to believe that white men are the standard. I remember when I was like 8, 7, this is how young I was, it's crazy. When I was about 7, 8 years old, I strongly believed that whiteness was best. To be white was to be perfect, and I hated the fact that I was black. It's crazy how young you start to realize shit, but it takes time to realize shit. Because while I was young, I thought, oh damn, I wish I was white so I could actually be a good person. Oh, which is another thing. To be a good person is to be a white man. To be a good person is to be a white woman. To be good is to be white. White people do the same shit as black people, but they never get the same consequences. Impossible. It's always because of their mental health. It's always because of something else. It's never because of them. A nigga does some shit bad, and every nigga is a bad person. A nigga steals, black people are thieves. A nigga kills, black people are murderers. It's crazy how society works when you deep it. It's actually peak. It's actually sad. It's saddening. It's crazy. It hurts. But I deviate once again. So yeah, so white men are the beauty standard. Black men are just symbols of masculinity. And then that takes me into like same-race relationships of black men dating black women. Dear black woman, you don't really love black men. You love the fact that black men are masculine, or like the fact that you consider them to be masculine, the fact that we represent masculinity because blackness is masculine. To be black is to be masculine. To be black is to be mask. And because white supremacy strips you of your femininity, you attach yourself to black men, not because you love black men, not because you're attracted to black men, but because by being close to black men, you become more feminine. Because a man who's black, a man who's masculine, is masculine squared. So like being a man, you're masculine, and being black, you're masculine as well. So if a man who's masculine twice, times 2, is close to you, who's a woman, it makes you seem more feminine, because in that relationship, you're the more feminine entity. So by being close to black men, you regain some of the femininity that's been stolen from you by white supremacy. And that's also why light-skinned niggas get a lot of hate. Light-skinned niggas get a lot of heat. Drake, for example, we see Drake as a very zesty boy. As a very fruity nigga. But I love that nigga. That nigga is real. I don't fucks with his music that much, but I fucks with who he is. He's unapologetically Drake, and I fucks with that. He's seen all the comments. He's seen all the 21, can you do something for me? He saw all that shit. That nigga doubled down, and I fucks with that. Drake is a black man by standards of white supremacy, because let's be for real, if you're mixed, in my opinion. The only reason we consider mixed youths to be black is because of the one-drop rule, which is a system of white supremacy. So technically we do confront white supremacy by believing that, by grouping mixed kids as black. But again, besides the point, I deviate. So yeah, so black women are attracted to black men, not because black men are attractive or anything, but because black men represent masculinity, and by being close to black men, you become more feminine, or you seem to be more feminine. And that's also why, like I said, light-skinned youths get a lot of heat, because they aren't black. They are black, but they aren't black. Their skin color takes away from the masculinity, and that's why we see a lot of light-skinned youths overcompensate for this. They become aggressive to be like, oh yeah, I'm that nigga. Which is crazy, because when I say I'm that nigga, they mean I am that nigga. And nigga in this sense being I am that black man, emphasizing their blackness. Because to be a man, to be masculine, to be black, it's crazy. To be a man, to be masculine, to be black, 3 things all in one. is to be aggressive, isn't it? Masculinity is tied so much with aggression that to regain the masculinity that is lost by being light-skinned, they become aggressive because you can't be more man than you are. You're a man. Man is a unit, just one. You can neither increase or decrease how much of a man you are unless you go from 1 to 0, which is basically becoming transgender. But if you are not transgender, if you're a man, you're a man. That's just it. You are a man. Unless you identify as something else. But if you identify as a man, you just identify as a man. So being a man is to be a man. But aggression is something you can control. You can become more aggressive, you can become less aggressive. You just have to control your temper. You just have to behave like you're not who you are. Like you just have to do something about it. Aggression is controllable, but your skin color is also not controllable. So what the light-skinned dudes do, they take advantage of what they can control. They work with the cards that they're dealt. They become more aggressive. Should that be the case? No, it shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And this also affects white men as well sometimes, if we're being for real. They might not know it, but they do. It affects them as well. Because like I said, to be black is to be masculine, or at least that's what we consider in society today. So to be black is to be masculine. And white men who are the most far removed from blackness or masculinity, what do? They approximate themselves, especially in their young ages, early 20s, mid-20s. Hip-hop, rap. All of a sudden, oh, Kendrick Lamar is the best, relax. Why are you 35 and now all you fucks with is fucking Taylor Swift? What happened? I thought Kendrick Lamar was the man. Oh, I just outgrew rap. No, you didn't. You love the fact that being so close to blackness made you feel or seem more masculine. Drill music. Oh, I just said drill. Drill is for kids. No, it's not. It really isn't. The rappers who do drill are full-grown adults. They listen to their music. They listen to their counterparts' music. You just didn't need anymore. You already had the benefits of being associated with blackness. So you're like, yeah, fuck it. I'm done. I have my wife now. I can dip. Black men are a symbol of rebellion. Dear white women, please stop fucking with us. Please leave us the fuck alone. I get it. Your parents are racist. Okay, that's your family. Leave me out of it. I get it. Oh, you love black men. No, you don't. Be for real. I get it. You feel guilty about the shit your ancestors did, and so now you overcompensate by treating black men better than you treat everyone else, which is crazy. White women treat black men. White women who date black men treat black men better than they treat white men, and that's nice. Don't get me wrong. I'll take your money. I'll take the gift. I love being gifted. That might be my love language, to be fair. I love being gifted. It's nice to be gifted. But you're not gifting me because you like me. You're gifting me because you feel guilty about the shit that your ancestors have done. You gift me because it's your way of virtue signaling. It's not because you love me. It's not because you like me even. You don't like me. You don't know who I am. You know who you think I am. Not who I really am. Because in the off chance that I do get mad, that I do express emotion, that I do become aggressive, you wouldn't hesitate to call the cops. You wouldn't hesitate to blow up the story. You wouldn't hesitate to be like, I took a chance on a black man. I should have just known the niggas were trouble. Now, this is not to say black men go ahead and be aggressive. Don't do that. Don't do that. Even if you are white, don't do that. Just don't. Being aggressive towards women doesn't make sense. That doesn't make you more masculine. That doesn't make you less masculine. It just makes you a bad person. And not because you're a woman, but because you shouldn't be aggressive towards anyone. At all. At least that's what I think, personally. Don't. But yeah, like I said, this is supposed to be like a short episode, but I think I've ran out of time. I gotta do shit. And I might have to go cry a little bit. I might continue, I might attach and shit, just like yesterday. I might not really, to be fair, Friday's in like 2 days and editing is a pain in the ass. So okay, so this is like my third time recording this, trying to make it perfect. But also, yeah, by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube or watching on Spotify, the camera angle is weird because it's a selfie camera, not the regular thing. But with that being said, this is a little intermission, a little break, just to give you guys a PSA heads up that I decided I'm just gonna complete the episode next week, or at least you get the remaining parts of it next week, where I would add more detail to the things that I've said, maybe bring up a few more points that I have, and I guess explain better because things were not exactly tinging in this episode. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Next week you get the rest of it. So I guess that's gonna be a part 2 of this episode. Oh, that's kind of weird, but yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it so far. And also, I'd like to add songs to the playlist because I didn't do that before since I was kind of inching towards recording again. But I'm adding America Has a Problem, the remix with Kendrick Lamar. I am also adding We Cry Together and United in Grief, both by Kendrick Lamar. So once again, please do listen to the rest of the episode and let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel and everything and all of the stuff. So I'll see you guys again next week or maybe during the week in my comment sections. Wink, wink, and bye. I'll just end this right here. Follow on the socials at Faculty Class Show on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the links are in the bio, in the description as well. And follow me at Dami_the creator. And like always, I've been your host. Send an email. What would you like me to talk about? Would you like me to continue on this topic? Would you like me to not continue on this topic? I can understand, especially from black men. This might be a very sensitive topic because we do love that's no one is be dropping, but we know you don't love us. It's just true. Send an email. What would you like me to talk about? Who would you like me to talk to with or interview? Send an email to info@backoftheclassshow.com. And with that being said, bye.